Hello, I'm Tom Ray, and this is Table Talk. And joining with me on the line is the experienced real estate agent Linda Ray and marketing director Vicki Miller. Hello, ladies.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Good
Tom.
morning.
Hey, Linda. Good morning.
It is a good morning. How's it going, everybody?
Doing well.
Yes,
Good.
fantastic. You know, we all know what the advantage is for our buyers and sellers to have our team working for them. Let's take a peek behind the scenes and see how our team works and works together. Linda, would you like to kick this off today?
Well, and over the years, we've developed a team that I think is second to none. And one size doesn't fit all. That's why we have so many different departments. What's the old saying about master or jack of all trades, master of none? So I have made sure that we have different departments, not only for sales, but different departments for marketing and making sure those buyers and sellers are represented the way they should. And Vicki happens to be the head of this. She's the marketing director. And I would like Vicki to talk about some of the jobs that she does and why she does them and what she thinks makes a difference or how it makes a difference for the buyers and sellers.
When I joined the LindaReaTeam, probably almost about 5 years ago as the marketing director, they already had a stellar marketing plan in place. Linda has been marketing like no other ever since she began in real estate. And she saw the value. Linda, you've always seen the value of how important it is to market. Our beginning, it was just you, but then once you added the team, you saw the value of how we could market our team and how that works best for our buyers and sellers. So we went from marketing our team into marketing the buyers and sellers. And the way that we do that is through print materials, through digital materials, through websites such as Zillow and Real Estate One's website. We have so many different venues that we market through. You can actually check out our website, www.LindaReaTeam.com, and check out the marketing tab of our website to see exactly how we do that for you, the buyers and the sellers. But the cool part about marketing with a team is that we all bring something different to the table. So each agent has their own specific way that they prefer to market a home. And while we do a lot of the key things the same, whether that be through brochures or printing out specific flyers for a home, each agent has their own flair that they like to bring to a listing. And that's really important because that means that for our buyers and our sellers, that you have the option to choose whatever agent you feel you might work best with. And ultimately, it's about you, the buyer, you, the seller.
Telling you, we are very talented in marketing. It just comes natural to all of us, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But so much is inpouring to us on a daily basis with change.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God for Vicki. She can listen to me and I can maybe say something 5 times till I can finally maybe get it out of what she can extract from that conversation, what I'm trying to say if I get stymied in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Vicki's learned over the period of time, you can be a great marketer, but if you don't know real estate, it's not always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Vicki over the last 5 years has learned as much, if not more, than most agents know about real estate. Even though she's not a realtor, a licensed realtor, she understands the language and understands the reason now why we say what we say about a particular home. Sorry about the clock, but it's chiming. The fact is that each home is different, just like agents that work with us are completely different. They all have a personal chapter. They all have a different reason why they want to work the way they do. And sellers also, sometimes it's irrelevant what we think to a point,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to listen to them and bring into what's important. Like the last house that we just did, Vicki, you understood the importance of having 2 en-suites because,
Mm-hmm.
and also a large lot and where it's located and what it has and how many bathrooms it has, and the finished lower level with a theater. So you stop and you design who's the buyer for that house?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how you write the story about the home. You're very good at tracking me on different ideas, which God knows I have a different one every day. And I think that's important, by the way. we do follow through with our process of what we do on the basis, but with the market changing like it does every single day, it seems like, and the marketing tools, the social media, the print newspapers, etc., we have to find different ways to give what the public really wants to hear. One minute it's a one-liner they don't want to read. The next minute is they want to have a story about it. And those stories are something that we can relate to the public that wants to hear. And also we want to market that house to the market that is going to be the purchaser of that home. And that is really, really, really important.
Yes.
So those are the kinds of things that I really lean on Vicki to do. Plus, she's got a lot of tasks for me, actually. She also really is good at, we're constantly with our community functions in need of things to be ordered constantly. She researches them, she finds them, she checks the prices, she checks the product, lets me know when they're coming in. Tell a few other things that you do, Vicki, about the color brochures that we do and why we use two.
I wanted to backtrack just a little bit. Linda mentioned the constant changing within the real estate world. In typical business, a marketing plan, you might plan ahead for your year. So you may sit down at the end of 2022 and try to plan for 2023. You come up with a marketing plan. Maybe you run with it by quarter. So you have a different marketing plan for each quarter. In the real estate world, that's almost impossible because the real estate world is changing so quickly. What we did in 2022, we can't do in 2023. And so to have the foresight to be able to see what's coming, you have to have, and for me, I find that my job is probably made easier than a lot of other people, even within the real estate world and the marketing world, because I'm working with an experienced agent and team of agents who can say, okay, that's what last year looked like, but now let's make a marketing plan for this year. And it's going to look like this, yet we hold it with a loose grip because we know that it could change in a month from now. The market could change, plans could change. And so we are constantly on our toes to stay up to date with the latest marketing, whether that be through social media, as Linda mentioned, through print. We do offer different varieties of brochures based on the home, based on what the homeowner would want from us. I also help write, give ideas for listings and that type of thing. And it's interesting what a seller might want in their listing. And another seller may say, I only need 2 lines. Let them look at the photos. And so every single client requires a different marketing package. Even if some of those base items are the same, every single home is marketed uniquely and individually. And I think that's really important for our sellers to know that they're going to get their home marketed to them and to what they would want to see in their marketing plan, but also that they have the expertise of the agents and of our marketing department to take what ideas they give us and then to make them even better than what they can imagine. The 2 brochures that Linda was speaking to, we do an in-house brochure that has every detail that you could possibly imagine about the home, the specs of the home, where the home is located, taxes, all of those different things. And then we have a general color brochure that just makes it really simple to see the highlights of the home, a few of the details of the home. And then we utilize, as most of you who would be watching this have seen over the last couple of years since 2020, QR codes. They're huge now. You can't hardly go to a restaurant anymore and get a menu. They want you to scan the menu. And so we've really started to utilize that as a team as well. For one, it helps people to stay better organized. They're no longer stuck with this, all of this paper information in front of them. They can quickly get to where they need to be by using that QR code. So that's something that we've really started to utilize as well as a team. Linda had mentioned, one of my jobs is helping her as an agent to articulate what it is that she's trying to say. And I would say that for a lot of our agents, that is a job that we all have to work together with as a team. Even the other agents working together and working with Linda and working with Tom and working with myself, we've all had to learn how to help each other better articulate what it is that we're trying to get across, whether it's in sales, whether it's in a listing, no matter what the subject matter is. We write a lot of articles that are helpful to the buyer, the sellers, seniors, new construction, all of that. But how can we say it short, quick, and efficient? Because nobody wants to read a book about what it's going to look like when I help my mom downsize from her home, or what it's going to look like to move from Michigan to Florida. We want quick, short, concise. And so that's just something that is really important to our marketing department, to make sure that we have a clear message for the buyers and sellers, and to anyone that wants more information about real estate. Prior to jumping on here to record, Linda and I were chatting with Tom. And one of the things that I mentioned was, and Linda just mentioned it to you as well, I am not a real estate agent. I'm the only one who works for the team, with the exception of Linda's assistant, who does not have a real estate license. And that is a benefit to you, the public, because I'm always the one that says, guys, that's not going to make sense to an average person. I wouldn't have had any idea what you were just saying when you wrote that. It needs to be palatable to the public. The public needs to be able to read or listen to what you just said, and it make complete sense without a real estate license, without a real estate background in general. And so I think that that is the benefit of having someone on your team who doesn't necessarily have a license in this degree with real estate.
That's good.
Well said. You know, one of the things a luxury representation, that's what I can say at every price point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a luxury home or it's $70,000, you're going to get luxury representation. And that brings me into also speaking back again about the different departments, why that we've developed different departments where there's more expert in one department than there is the other. Because not only do we have to be an expert in it, Vicki has to keep up with the marketing for each of those departments as well. When you go to a home priced one way or another, sometimes there's added information that's needed in that brochure before you go that's not needed in another. Mm-hmm. So these are the kinds of things. In other words, you're doing the job of maybe 5 departments all at once, where most agents try to do one. And quite frankly, they only have experience maybe in one of the 5. Mm-hmm. So it is a handful, but I think I love it. It's fun. It's a challenge to us. Mm-hmm. Vic knows that as she's smiling there, keeping up with the education. I spoke with Kim yesterday for about an hour on our team. She had just gone to a ninja class. I wanted to hear her take on what she learned, what was her takeaways. A lot of them we already knew, but a lot of it just for some reason came across a little different in a class setting for her. And maybe she absorbed it because she heard it more than once. Mm-hmm. But she's implementing a lot of those things today as we speak about what she's excited about it. The same thing with a small business series. Vicki's so instrumental with that too. We make sure, because I think your buyer, it's unfair to the seller in what they get for their home if their buyer doesn't understand their community and the value of that community. So in our small business series, we go through the different stores, and gosh, we know that we want to support local, but it's so many things here in Rochester. You got Rochester Hills, you got Washington Township, Shelby Township, Auburn Hills, all the surrounding ones. And it's so important that we have that communication between those people. Vicki, you want to elaborate a little bit on that, what we have found by absolutely backing our small business, and again, knowing when the buyer calls in, we check their needs and understand what's available too, as far as charities, as far as schools, as far as churches, and that kind of thing. How do you keep up with all of that, Vicki?
I think it's so important to understand what your buyer is looking for. And obviously, you know, you go into the seller, Linda, and you do a listing with them. And so, you know, you're taking care of all of that. And you and every member of the team is so familiar with the community, because you live in the community, you work in the community, you give back to the community, you do all of these different community functions. And I think that's important, because we may have a buyer who's showing up in Rochester who maybe they are mid-50s, their kids have just left the nest, and they're thinking, okay, well, I've heard, people talk about the schools and how great they are, but we don't need schools anymore. Our kids are, grown and gone. So what's there for me in Rochester? At which point we can say, oh, our parks, our trails, amazing. Our food scene, awesome. Shopping, entertaining, uh, going out for drinks and music. We have a place for that. You want to throw a big bash? We've got, the Royal Park. If you just want to go and have a really great bite to eat, check out downtown. We have set up a book of community connections for people coming into our community, and really even for those who already live there and maybe they don't realize there are so many different hidden gems. And if we ourselves didn't go and patronize these businesses or these charities or these events, we wouldn't have any idea about what's going on in our community. And so we wouldn't be able to then relay that over to our clients, which is really important to us. And Linda, you mentioned the specialized departments. When we're talking seniors, whether that would be going into maybe community living or downsizing from a larger home to a smaller home, you want to be familiar with those communities. And if you're not active, in those communities or going and checking them out, I mean, it's easy for anyone to say, oh yeah, I walked in there, it looked pretty nice. That's not the same thing as going in and having conversations and talking with people who live in those communities and doing business with people who live in those communities. And so one of the things about our team and about the fact that we do have the amount of agents that we do, I feel like we're the perfect size. We're not too big. We're not too small. We have just the right amount of agents, and we can cover seniors, new construction, luxury, first-time home buyers, VA, you name it, we can cover it. And that's because we all have our own areas of expertise and our own specialties, and we work well together. So if, for instance, right now, one of our agents has taken a little trip to Florida, not a problem, because we have other agents who are back in the office who are ready to pick up and say, how can I help? What can I do? You deserve a break. We all deserve a break. And we all know that we're going to be better agents and better team players on the team when we have the opportunity to go and to rest and to recoup and to come back and be fresh and ready to go again. And so I think that's a really big part about our team. I think that everyone is willing to jump in. If I text Kim and say, Kim, I need your help. Can you please jump online and show me how to do something I'm unfamiliar with? She says, absolutely. When can I do it? Or with Tom, can you please help us put this video together? We know it's last minute, but it really needs done and it needs to get out. Can you help? Absolutely. How soon can I get to, what do you need me to do? And so, I just think that's really important in a day and age where most people are out for themselves. That is not how we work as a team. And I think that's so critical for people to see. This isn't just a show. Like we are family, most of us, and we really do love each other. But I think that it's so important to realize that when Linda succeeds, I succeed. When Tom succeeds, Linda succeeds. When Paula succeeds, we all succeed. It's not about just how can Vicki get to, up here at a better level as a marketer. It's not about how Linda can just be the top dog and how can she get her numbers up to here. It's about what are we all doing together to create this amazing team who can hit goals together and then hit bigger goals and bigger goals. Because like I mentioned, when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. And so that's really important to our team. And it's also, I feel like Linda has done an amazing job of never making this just about her. Yes, I know it's called the LindaReaTeam, but it has never been just about what can Linda do for Linda, ever. And honestly, had it been, I'm not convinced she would have succeeded in the same way that she has. It's because she's always put others first that we as a team have even accomplished what we've accomplished. So yeah, it's an honor to be on this team. And it's not just a statement to say because we're on video and we're filming this. It truly is an honor to work on a team where you know that you bring value and those that you work with and you work for appreciate the value that you bring. because none of us are really great at all the things. Not one of us. And so we each bring our own specialty, our own thing that we're really good at, put them all together, and we have this really, really awesome, great team.
I think that's why we get the references that we do, Vicki, because the clients feel the same way. They're constantly saying, I feel like family.
Yes.
They see visible results besides that. But it's a smooth ride at the same time. And I think that's important. We continue to educate. We're a legacy in the real estate world, been here forever. Paula is growing every day. She's been in the business now 20 years. She's amazing. So Paula will be taking over someday, and that's our legacy. But in the meantime, Linda's still here and she's still going strong. So I'd just like to actually talk to you about the fact if you have a real estate need, I would really certainly invite you to give us a call. And Tom, do you have anything you want to throw in there too, hon, about real estate? Tom is a real estate agent.
Yes. As Vicki said, I'm fortunate to be a part of the LindaReaTeam and to, I've always been the one looking from the outside in, but now I'm a part of the team and being able to connect with and see how things run behind the scenes really makes a difference in how we connect with other people, and that it's not just about the bottom line. It's about connecting with people and adding value to them. And that's a passion of my own, is adding value to people. How can I help you achieve the things that you want to achieve in your life? And in this case is real estate. How can I help you get out of the place you're in into the place you want to be? And that's what it's all about. And it's the team spirit here. And I'm glad to be a part of it. As Vicki said, we are related, but we all get along with each other. And that's kind of rare sometimes too, that would happen, but we do. And we're there to help one another. Kim called me a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, I'm doing this ninja seminar or meeting as Linda was referring to. Can you go and show this house for my clients? And so I popped over and helped her out. So it's just about that. It's about us all going and working for each other to help, because we're a team. And we want to see that happen. And so we get along and we make it all happen so that we can be the best for our buyers and sellers. And if you need any information, if you desire to move or sell or buy, we're the ones to call. And if we can't help you, we'll tell you and we'll send you and refer you to somebody else that can. Because at the end of the day, we want to add value to you. And not just here in Michigan, but across the United States. So if you're looking to move locally or out of the state, we can refer you to real estate agents that will really help you and have your best interests at heart just as well.
Yeah, you touched on that, Tom, and that's a good one. I want to throw this in real quick. Is the same thing that pertains to what we just all discussed about knowing the city and so forth. That's why I don't get licensed in Florida or California or, any of the states, because I've never lived there. I know a lot about some of those states, but I don't know enough to really cite them a good transaction. But we've networked and taken on team members outside the state that has the same core values. And when it boils down to that, you can educate a person forever and teach them real estate. I've learned that over the years. That's why we're so cautious who comes on this team, because without those core values, as Tom was saying, not that we aren't here to make money, because we do have to make a living. But when you start with a person who understands that giving is getting, and the money will be there automatically, which this family does, we know that that's growth. We know that's the right way, and it has always worked. I've broken every record in Michigan over the years and continued to climb, and that was to God be the glory. I understand that. Listening and understanding how you treat people along the way. So I want to thank everybody for the table talk. But if you have a real estate need, Tom, they can locate you at what number?
586-275-7732.
And my number is 248-709-3786. And we're not giving you Vicky's number.
She's ours.
I was just going to say, and my number is unlisted because I am fully booked with the LindaReaTeam.
Yeah, thanks for your service, everybody. It makes my day a wonderful workplace. A wonderful workplace. Thanks
Yes,
a lot.
thank you. Thank you for your leadership.
All right,
Yes,
bye-bye.
absolutely. And thank you everyone for watching Table Talk.